another short film Saturday. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and I'm here with.
Well, Presenza, otherwise known as the Moo Cow. Moo.
And I kind of wish we had done it where we can't be seen.
Yeah,
That would have been cool.
that would
But
be funny.
we're going to be here talking about Mayday, the Crumbling of a documentary, which was directed by both Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier, who went on later on to do Clerks. You can find it on the Clerks Blu-ray, or I think it's even on the DVD and stuff like that. And
1992.
yeah, I wonder if they'll have a 4K. If they ever put it on 4K, I'm sure it'll be on that. But it was a film. You hadn't seen it yet, right?
Mm-mm.
And I had seen it, I mean, when I bought the Blu-ray of it or whatever, a DVD or whatever it was that came on first. I think it was DVD. And I was like, ooh, so excited. Because to see something that somebody had made in student film, you know, in Vancouver Film School.
Yeah, especially since, a lot of these folks, you never get to see that kind of stuff. They usually don't want you to see it.
They don't want you to see it. Like Sam Raimi does not want people seeing his stuff because he's, he knows he's made better stuff. But, this I think was sort of a fun little, cute little short.
It was cute.
We're not sure what is real, what's not real, if it was actually... there is an introduction, and they talk about how the people are really pissed, and that's actually their real reactions and stuff.
Mm.
So I'm guessing that it was maybe true. My guess is that they were planning to do something with that girl. That's why they got all the transsexual, she was changing her sex. They got all her stuff, and then she just couldn't meet up whenever they wanted to meet up. And the problem with doing a documentary is you need your subject, and if your subject doesn't show up,
You can't just reschedule.
you can, but they were saying they were going to do it at a certain time, but then they had to return their equipment, like an hour before.
Oh, because this was a film school assignment.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like you could do it whatever.
Yeah, you couldn't do it whenever. It was a film school assignment. It had to be done at a
And
certain
it was
time.
done in a very typical sort of dry humor that Kevin Smith does, but the problem is, and I guess this is kind of confessional as well, is that they didn't bother to plan properly, so they kind of just let it go, and when they
6 Ps, right?
when they assumed that things were just going to work out, it didn't happen like that.
It was like piss poor planning produces something, whatever. But it was like the 6 Ps. You say it at the end. You have to watch the movie. I think you could probably get it on YouTube. I would
Poor
imagine.
production.
Poor production, yeah. So yeah, it was cute. It was fun. It was a little, it's only 11 minutes long, and 2 of those minutes is the introduction between Kevin and Scott, where they just talk about it. They're all covered. Their faces are covered the whole time, so you can't see who they are and everything. Which is the joke, or running gag, is everybody else you can see, and then you can't. It's just fun. I don't know. Like, I liked it. Is it anything that like blew us away or
Oh yeah,
anything?
no. But it's nice to see early stuff that one of our favorite filmmakers has done, and B, I like that he's able to at least A, see the humor in this, but B, also allow it to be instructional, to say, hey, don't take a page out of my book, what I learned early on, actually plan ahead. Communicate, keep everybody in the loop, get things figured out so that you don't have your subject or your film fall apart because you just assumed things were going to work out.
Exactly. That was the biggest problem with the movie too. Was like, not the biggest problem with the movie, but like the biggest problem with them making the documentary was that a lot of times pre-production nobody was meeting up, nobody's doing anything. The camera woman wasn't meeting with anybody, and that was so cool to hear because it really does feel like a documentary about making a movie and making a short documentary for your class. And so this is sort of a what not to do or what to do, exercise, and that was pretty cool. I don't know. I like it. I mean, it's not something I run and watch all the time. I will like to show somebody like Paul who've never seen it or whatever, but is a huge Kevin Smith fan, so he loves seeing that stuff.
And I would love, and I know he's busy, he's got many, many fish to fry, but I would love to see Kevin Smith do another little short film where he actually goes back and finds May, now that she's already transitioned, we think, and maybe just say, hey, let's make that little documentary that we should have made back in 1992, just because we can at this point.
Yeah, because we have money now, and we can,
Right.
we can
Get
kinda
everybody
do it.
involved, call them up, and say, let's make that documentary.
I mean, I would see more of Malcolm Ingram doing that. That's the guy that worked with them a lot and stuff. Because he did a small town gay bar and stuff. So that seems to be more something. Maybe Malcolm and Kevin can collaborate. I don't know, but that would be cool. I love that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Just to have the circle be complete.
Yeah, and it's and then it doesn't feel like an unfinished project, which it really wasn't because something came out of it.
And then when they do the Criterion 4K release, you could tack it on there as an extra little bonus.
But seriously, Clerks should be a 4K movie.
It should be a Criterion.
Yeah, it should be Criterion. That's what I mean too. Criterion and 4K because that movie is just a classic.
Mm-hmm.
So it was great to see it on this because obviously it was one of his first projects and stuff, and so kind of went ahead with Clerks. It kind of goes hand in hand with it. So and that's how they met. That's how Scott Mosier and Kevin Smith met, was through this movie.
Through a
the
moment
short.
of failure when they couldn't get their documentary, together.
But you could see the chemistry that they had together, and that they did work really well. And Scott's gone on to do a lot of directing now. He's doing directing and wonderful things with that. But for a long time he was Kevin's producer. He was his right hand man, and so it's really fun to see them collaborate on this, and it was just fun.
Yeah, and there's another lesson for you young filmmakers: don't be afraid to fail. That's how you learn.
And then you move on to the next project, and hopefully it becomes Clerks.
Yeah, nobody starts off like Stanley Kubrick. It just doesn't work like that.
I don't even know if Stanley Kubrick started off like Stanley Kubrick.
No, everybody has to learn.
He had to learn himself too, But there you go. Everybody did that, so I loved it. He loved it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Check it out, especially if you're a Kevin Smith completist.
Yeah, if you're a Kevin Smith fan, you probably already seen it.
Or a
Hopefully.
Kevin Smith cow-pletist.
Yes, but you probably have already seen it. Hopefully, if you haven't, go check it out. It's sort of funny. It's got moments. There's a really funny part where he kind of mentions love, or Scott Mosier, and he was like, "What? Love? This is not. You can't compare this to love." And it's just, I don't know.
If you're buying it anyway for Clerks, and you like to stick around in the View Askew universe, pop it on. Why not?
Why not? It's definitely one of the fun extras that they have on that disc. So
Hey.
check it out. Until then, we'll see you in 2 weeks for his episode. Till then, bye-bye.
Bye.